Hello, air signs. This is High Priestess Jamila, and I am here to do your full moon, waxing and full moon. This is going to be for March the 9th, 2020, for the full moon in Virgo. So welcome to the channel. Make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button, and if you need a private reading, you can either Cashapp me, $ psychicjamila, and or you can go to my website. You can go to my Etsy to purchase a reading or a consultation. My 60-minute readings and consultations up until midnight on the full moon is only $50. So that is my full moon special, okay? All right, so let's get started. We got the gems first. You guys are always first, and for some reason I wasn't able to find my smoky amethyst. So I went ahead and used pyrite for the tools of grounding. So let's look at you guys' cards. So Gemini, this is what seems to be coming to the surface, okay? Financial opportunities, prosperity. You guys have been working. You guys have been reaping the benefits of working and doing your thing, okay? Now, your card that represents what can no longer be hidden is that in the full moon, I do feel as though you guys are you guys are getting a lot of prosperity when it comes to work, but this love relationship that you guys got going on with whoever this is a third party. This seems to be the third party coming to the surface, and a lot of you Geminis finding out that you may be victim to a third party type of situation. Now, the Three of Swords reverse can also represent, okay, it's a possibility, and it depends on your other cards, but I do feel that with some of your other cards, especially with these two cards coming up, even though the Nine of Pentacles is reversed, we're not going to buy into that too much, but you can tell that for a lot of you guys, you are, you've gotten through the worst of things, and, you've sort of been able to take that energy and use it for your advantage. Okay, now what can you release and let go of? The Nine of Pentacles comes up in the reverse position. So I feel like this represents wanting to be accepted. If people don't just accept you, then they don't accept you, Gemini. I know you're kind of like a chameleon. You're a social butterfly, very outgoing, personality. But, if you're not being accepted, then, find better people to deal with, because I feel like the reason why you're not being accepted is because of your strength at the job, okay? Hey, can you please pass me the ashtray? That's what I was asking you to do. Thank you. Sorry. Okay, sorry guys, sorry about that. So So the Nine of Pentacles does represent needing validation, needing to be accepted. It's a compliment when people don't accept you, Gemini. Okay. Now, what is a transformation? What is getting ready to emerge? The Four of Wands comes up in the upright position. And so I feel like many of you are going towards stability and strength. Four of Wands can represent security. It can represent possible contract. I feel like I can definitely see financial opportunities coming for you guys. Okay, coming up towards going towards the full moon. Okay, so that's you guys' reading for that, and we're gonna move on to the Libras, because I would have done a final advice card. If I were to look at advice, it would be the thing that spirits told you as far as what you need to release Because if people are not going to accept you, if people don't accept you for who you are, then who cares if they accept you? Now, also another thing that comes up is don't just be a certain way or take on a certain position, necessarily just to win, especially if it affects certain aspects of yourself to where you're not, you're possibly not proud of your behavior. Maybe you're being a little petty. Okay, so that's the final advice for the gems. Now, the Libras, what's up to my Libras? You guys were underneath this nice piece of black tourmaline for grounding. Okay, so what is coming around? What is manifesting? The Two of Pentacles. So this is representing, I feel like it represents money. Absolutely. It does represent grounding, and it represents balancing things out. Now, I can also tell you that I can see employment contracts. I can see money coming around the way. Now, for some reason, what can no longer be hidden and what's going to come to the surface, though, for the full moon is the Four of Cups. So this is where you, Libra, could be feeling that maybe with your job, it's not paying enough. Maybe you're feeling like you're not necessarily being appreciated. Maybe you're not being given a raise or some kind of promotion. It could be why the Four of Cups is coming up, and the emotions that you feel behind that kind of takes you back to something emotional that has to do with your childhood. But guess what, Libra? You're not in your grandmother's house. You're not around your brothers and sisters and siblings. You are out in the world, and those emotions don't have a place where you're going with your career. Now, if you're feeling as though your job is not paying you enough, or if you're feeling like you don't want to, or if you're feeling, first of all, I feel like Spirits is saying that you guys should really, really appreciate, like be grateful for what you have. I feel like that's something that's going to be sort of, so, the Two of Pentacles does represent where you'll be okay financially, but you're not going to actually be happy with that. The reason why you're going through this is because of an emotional blockage. Now this card represents what you need to release. Okay. Hi, Shavante. Hello, welcome. Sorry guys, if you're on YouTube and you're watching this, I'm live on Facebook doing these readings because it saves room on my phone. Welcome guys. Okay, so what you need to release is either this earth sign. It could be an earth sign. The Knight of Pentacles comes up in the reverse position. For some of you, it could be a brother that you lost at a young age. I feel like it represents loss. Maybe this is a person that you lost, which is harder to let go of if you lose somebody you love. I'm sorry, guys. I have to clear my throat and all that because my allergies. And I don't have allergies, but it just, never mind. I have to clear my throat sometime when I'm doing readings. So, also, this could represent, again, where you might be kind of afraid to get what you're worth or to ask for what you're worth. And that could be why you're experiencing this, to where you feel like, I don't want to take that. It's, I'm not going to take this. But, I feel like Spirits is saying that this is a powerful stepping stone, especially if it's a job that doesn't pay enough, that you can use it as a stepping stone. And then also Spirits is saying for you guys to start to find your north. Download you a compass to your smartphone. Now make sure that you guys are lining up those two lines, because if you don't, your directions are going to be off. But make sure that you guys do that so that you can find your creativity and balance yourself. Okay, now what's going to emerge is the Page of Swords. I feel like this represents you, but it also represents somebody coming to make you an offer very quickly. So this is somebody that acts with quick action, represents the winds of change. Somebody's going to communicate some sort of offer to you for the full moon. Looks like it's going to be pretty lucrative for you, but I feel like your energy is going to make a huge difference in that. Because I'm going to be honest with you, you know, if I've experienced, you know, processing issues, you know, with my clients and stuff, you know, I feel like many of you do have food in the refrigerator. You good, but you just kind of in a rush to get that money. And spirit might be saying, hey, you know, maybe you should start to pay attention to, you know, how you're spending, and maybe stop overspending too. Spirit is saying something about you overspending. Okay. So that, because I think that at some point, especially if you get extra money, your spirits want you to try to save it or start some kind of savings plan. Okay. In fact, you probably have been getting all sorts of messages from your spirit guides. The number 4 has probably been showing up, and then the number 2 has probably been showing up for you guys as well. Okay. So that represents balance, and you know, maybe you could be doing too much. Okay, let's just flip that over. It doesn't matter if it doesn't match. All right. Last but not least, the Aquariuses. You guys got the Ace of Swords. So victory and triumph is coming up for the Aquariuses. You guys definitely are going to have a new beginning. You're going to start off very strong with this full moon. And then your next card is what can no longer be hidden, or what is being illuminated, is the 10 of Cups. It is in the reverse position, but I feel like you guys have the power to change that around. Okay, if you are experiencing some sort of issue in your family, I feel like being compassionate, being understanding, being patient, being positive is going to do the trick for that. Okay. So I feel like there's some negative energy around your family, but I feel like being positive and then also leading by example. So your other card that came up as far as what you need to release, your release card is the 8 of Wands. So this is where spirits is telling you to take action. I would say that, you know, this can represent saging. This can represent, you know, moving around. This can represent, you know, doing some spring cleaning, because this is about the time to be doing it. Definitely would suggest a lot of you Aquarius is to sage, and then also to clean out those closets, maybe do some organizing, go into action. But I do feel like physical movement for some reason. And then also the 8 of Wands does represent the situation can be resolved, but you have to watch how you do it. And especially when it comes to being the leader of a house or a household. Because, you know, whether or not you're a mother or a father, you're considered to have a house. You know, that is your spirits. Those are your family. That's your family. That's, you know, your loved ones. So don't be so quick to react. Kind of slow down a little bit and take into consideration. Okay, now the 6 of Cups in the reverse position does come up for your final card as far as what is getting ready to emerge. So somebody is getting ready to come back from the past. It looks like it's either a water sign, fire sign, or an air sign. Definitely can see heavy energy surrounding a possible love reunion. Or either maybe some of you want a love reunion and it could be coming around the way, or this would be an excellent time to maybe contact that person. I definitely feel as though there's something that you need to go back in the past and review and make amends with it and get closure. Get closure. Like sometimes you have to go back in the past and get closure on things that may have happened. Okay, Aquarius. So I do feel like family and home and all of that is relevant for you guys coming up for the full moon. Or it could also just be your personal happiness that you may be trying to get back to. But, for a lot of you, it's probably going to be some sort of love reunion that seems to be trying to manifest itself either with somebody that you've been through, that you've been with long term or short term. Okay. Now, again, it could be something negative that could be coming back in from the past, but I feel like going through that emotional, not fighting it, not resisting it, just letting go. Okay. And that's kind of what the Eight of Wands represents. It's kind of like, look, I'm going to use my energy for better things. Okay, this could be a sibling that you have an issue with, or it could be a childhood friend. It could be a rival. Whatever it is, what's important is your home and your family. That is what spirits is going to bring to you. And I feel like a lot of Aquariuses are going to have a new beginning when it comes to that. The Ace of Swords does represent victory, triumph, a new beginning. Things changing for the better very quickly. So I can see that coming around the way for you guys, okay? While it's waxing, because the full moon is in 3 days, okay? And of course, if there's prosperity or security or some kind of finances, I feel like if there is an issue, I strongly believe that you guys' actions is going to make a huge difference. And like I said, the advice as far as washing floors, doing some spring cleaning. Okay, one more thing, Aquarius. Some of you guys may have to leave behind associations with people. Okay, so that may be a possibility. So you may have to clear up some space so that you can think for yourself a little bit. Maybe some people personal to you could be, maybe putting a little bit too much. You might need a break or a breather. Okay, is another thing. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Welcome to the channel. Hit that subscribe button. And if you guys need a private reading, I do offer phone, video, as well as Skype readings. The link to my Etsy shop is below, as well as my Cash App information, okay? All right, guys. See you guys later on the other side of the moon. Love and light.